As a leader, you have a lot going on. Even if you're the boss, you are accountable to someone else. So it can be challenging to manage the day-to-day task and to lead effectively. But we cannot forget that as a leader, one of your jobs is to lead people, not just to produce widgets.
Okay.
Many leaders will prioritize overseeing and running the business
Yep.
or managing the section that they oversee. But great leaders create other great leaders.
We want to be great.
That's right. And we want to bring out the talents of others. A great leader grows the capacity of the team or the organization that they are part of.
All right. So I want you to take your time and take a look back. So bear with me for a moment. Close your eyes. Take a few minutes just to think about your first real job. Just take a moment. Now think about your first supervisor. What was your orientation or onboarding process like? Consider the information that you got. How did it feel? Did you feel empowered as a new person? Did you feel like your supervisor cared for you or that the company was preparing you for success? Now, open your eyes. I'm sure we had many different experiences when we entered the workforce. Some of us had great managers and we worked for great companies. Other people had horrible bosses and worked for horrible companies, but all those things have made you who you are today. So it's important that as we look back, we appreciate both the good and the bad and the ugly if this was a spaghetti western, but we'll save that for another time. Bad supervisors can tell us what we should never do, and great supervisors help us to understand what we should always do. During this lesson, one of the exercises that you will have to complete is a look back. Take a look back to where you started. Reflecting on that experience will help you grow as a leader. But another important reason we are doing this is so that you'll understand the importance of leadership in guiding others toward growth. Great leaders can assemble great teams. Great leaders know how to magnify the talent that is available to them. Another thing that I believe in is great leaders always develop their replacements. So just get into that mindset. Don't be threatened by those who are coming behind you. Don't be threatened by the success of others. Now, but we want to develop a good talent pool of people around us. And so if you are a leader and you're always worried about somebody taking your job, you're probably not that great anyway, and you're probably contributing to an unhealthy work environment. Lasting success is built on how well we help others and how well we give back to the organizations that we are part of. Great leaders aren't threatened by great staff. So now let's be realistic. There are always office politics and performance incentives that we have to be mindful of. We cannot be so naive as to realize that there's competition for promotion and other rewards. But it matters how we play the game and how we treat others. Guiding others toward growth is an essential skill for leaders. In previous lessons, we talked about the importance of mentors. We all desire to have a mentor who will lead us toward growth. But when we become supervisors, we need to make sure we continue to mentor others. And there's a push and pull in our leadership journey. We need someone mentoring us, pulling us up and opening doors for us, and in return, we need to help others. This is a process that cements who we are as leaders. As a leader, if you want to set expectations at the very beginning, consider this. As part of your orientation, share this with your team. If you are a member of my team, we're going to make decisions in one of three ways. Sometimes I will make the decision, sometimes you will make the decision, and sometimes we will make the decision together. Boom! A really simple philosophy of leadership. It works. Try it. But remember, you have to live into the expectations that you set. Set your expectations early for clarity, especially when you're working with millennials and Gen Zs who may have different expectations of what collaboration means. So sometimes I will make a decision based on my role and my experience. Sometimes you will be empowered to make those decisions, especially in the areas that you manage. And sometimes we'll do things together, because if I have to do everything. Why do I need you? And like I said, finally, there are times we decide things together as a team. Some decisions need more coordination and collaboration, especially those that are more complex. This short orientation with your team will do 3 things. First, it will identify and articulate your leadership style. Second, it will foster a sense of ownership and pride in the work of your employees or those that you supervise, and they'll know that you won't micromanage them. Number 3, it builds a sense of trust by demonstrating to those you work with that you are willing to communicate and collaborate with them, and that their input actually means something. They know that they have influence in the workplace, and those areas of influence are clearly defined and predictable. Don't forget that information equals power for your own personal growth and for the growth of those that you supervise. It is what you make of this course that will empower you as a leader to help you reach new heights. So make sure you are empowering yourself with knowledge and you are empowering your team with knowledge. Now, it's time for you to get busy and do some work. Pull out the download. It's about time. Pause the video, fill it out, and then jump back into the lesson.
Okay, we're back. So how did you do? Here are some suggestions on how we think you should spend your time as a supervisor. Number 1, you should spend about 40% of your time supervising. Supervising is another way of saying accountability. Leaders with veteran teams will say that they don't need to supervise because their team knows what to do. Actually, those team members know what they like to do, which can be very different than what their leader expects them to be doing. So supervising is about holding people accountable for the work that you're expecting them to do. 40% of your time should be used for coaching. Coaching is helping your direct reports become more effective in their current roles. Coaching is also about proving performance ratios. In sales, that could be the ratio of prospecting attempts to conversations with decision makers. In other fields, that could mean role-playing different client interactions or troubleshooting scenarios. The next 10% of your time should be spent mentoring. Mentoring has 2 components, onboarding and preparing for future roles. When onboarding, as with role play, it is critical that you as a leader demonstrate the behavior you expect from your new employee. It is also critical that your employee be given an onboarding plan that lays out clear expectations for performance in their first 12 weeks on board, with weekly check-ins and their leader or with their leader to demonstrate role-specific behavior like delivering a 30-second commercial or making a prospecting call. While coaching helps employees succeed in their current roles, mentoring helps prepare employees for future roles in your organization or out of your organization. So to effectively mentor your team, each member must have a personalized development plan. The other 10% you'll use for training. Training means giving your employee the tools to become self-sufficient in their role, provided they demonstrate the ability to succeed in their current role and they have the desire to grow in their skills. Leaders then give encouragement to that employee to grow and develop. Encouragement, especially with A players, isn't rah-rah. Instead, encouragement is challenging them to be more than they currently are in their existing role.
So there you go. Now review your pie and keep the suggested time allotments in mind. Now your time distribution will shift in the short run, but this pie will help you stay balanced. You might use it to plan out maybe like half of the year or a quarter of the year, because you can't keep this balanced like every day. Okay, I'm going to spend 50%, 40%. You can't do that. This is an overall goal for long-term planning. We have also included 2 bonus exercises for you in this session. The first one is best practices guiding others toward growth. So we use that tool and keep it handy. Reflect on it anytime you change positions or prepare for evaluations with members of your team. Number 2 is a look back exercise. It's your turn to reflect on your journey and look back. Why would you want to look back? Well, looking back provides clarity about the decisions that you've made in the past, and helps you evaluate if those were good decisions. Looking back, also, we can gain insight into our personality, our strengths, and our weaknesses. It also helps us to reveal what our true passions are. You know, we can kind of spot any trends, what areas really make us come alive. Through looking back, we are able to start linking all of our life experiences together and begin seeing the story of who we are as leaders and as individuals. And it helps us to avoid complacency because we want to make sure we have a vision and we want to have dreams that we're always working toward. And looking back allows us to begin, like I say, with the end in mind. So we just want to keep on working at our goals. We want to keep moving you towards achievement in your life. Complete the exercise. Again, you can use this tool as you go through this journey. File it away, make it part of your self-assessment, and keep guiding others toward growth. I'm Glenn, your cultural competency navigator.
And I'm Michael, helping you to build better leaders.